Hello, I'm Jacob. You're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. As you may know, in the past I have made some of the money from this channel through my Amazon store. Amazon has always been directly opposed to individual liberty and concepts of morality and freedom, and I have never really liked them, but they're so doggone easy to shop with that we still used them, and I figured if we're going to use them and I'm going to review products that are on Amazon that I really like, it makes it really easy and convenient for other people to get good deals on the products that I'm reviewing if they like them. It makes it really convenient for them to find products that I have reviewed and that I recommend. It makes everything easy, and that's why I used it myself. I made birthday lists and Christmas lists for family members who asked, and Amazon usually had some of the best prices I could find, but I didn't like them. I really recently realized that Amazon has published their moral foundations and standing, and what I found was shocking. So if you would like, you can find this information as well. It's on, it's like the address is amazon.com/ourpolicies or something like that. I'll put it right here below officially. But this is Amazon's own, they have gone out of their way to put their beliefs on their website, and there's really no arguing or discussing whether or not they actually believe these things. They cared enough to publish that themselves. So anyways, I'm going to go through these with you, but I did this video because I'm looking for alternative ways to give my viewers and subscribers an easy way to get good deals on the products that they need. Ideally, I would like to find a Patriot Amazon, something like Amazon that has a huge selection of stuff, but mostly outdoors stuff to include firearms and firearms accessories. And I did find that through Palmetto State Armory and Optics Planet. So I've become an affiliate for both of them instead of continuing to deal with Amazon. Those links will be in the description box below. Now, why I believe these companies are a perfect fit is I already shared good deals from these companies with my followers and subscribers purely to help them with no kickback, no benefit whatsoever, except that I wanted to help the people who I felt needed it and who were interested in it. And Brownells is one of those companies. I'm not an affiliate with Brownells at this point, but maybe I will at some point because I post a lot of their stuff too. And these are companies that I shop at a lot as well, especially Brownells and Optics Planet. I'm just starting to get into the Palmetto State Armory a little bit. These companies offer a broad range of products, and through them, I can review products without bias. And what I mean by that is I am not an affiliate or brand ambassador with a brand. Let's say Smith & Wesson, knives and guns. I'm always showing off Smith & Wesson knives and guns, wearing Smith & Wesson logos. I'm a Smith & Wesson sponsored shooter. Whether or not what I had to share with you was genuine would logically be in question because they're paying the bills. Optics Planet and Palmetto State Armory both sell a wide range of products from multiple different manufacturers. Optics Planet, in fact, sells everything. Optics Planet is essentially like Amazon. A lot of it they drop ship, but knives, tents, guns, lab equipment, science equipment, it's crazy. They have everything. So it was a good opportunity to go with companies that would allow me, and both of them were like, hey, we don't care if you do a review, and I'm not going to get stuff for free, by the way, at least not right away. I may at some point, but if I get their products and do a review, They don't care if it's positive or negative as long as it's honest. They want honest feedback, and it's going to help them to sell a better product in the long run either way. So it allows me to be 100% unbiased and honest without any question of my authenticity, which is vitally important. So let's get to this Amazon debauchery here. It starts off, the federal minimum wage in the U.S. is too low and should be raised. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 and has not increased since 2009. Raising the minimum wage would have a profound impact on the lives of tens of millions of individuals and families across the nation and would help addressing growing income equality. We pay a minimum wage of $15 an hour to all full-time, part-time, temporary, and seasonal employees across the U.S. This is on top of industry-leading comprehensive benefits for employees. And our benefits are egalitarian regardless of level or seniority. We are using our position as one of the nation's largest employers to encourage other companies to raise their wages and to lobby members of Congress and state legislatures to raise the minimum wage. So what Amazon has done here is they have shown how capitalism works. They are getting good employees by paying them a lot. But of course, there's always the liberal, anti-individuality state background here, where if they then force their competitors to raise their minimum wages, they put them out of business. They are using government and politics to further their own agenda. Furthermore, raising the minimum wage for everybody would simply increase inflation and negatively affect all of the families in question. It's obviously utter rubbish. Next, even worse rubbish here. Human-induced climate change is real, serious, and action is needed from the public and private sectors. The overwhelming majority of climate scientists who are paid by government officials to increase tax rates agree that human activities are contributing to climate warming trends over the past century, and most leading scientific organizations worldwide have issued public statements endorsing this position. So what's interesting here is they're still pushing global warming, even though it's been utterly disproven and demolished, and was never had even a gram of scientific relevancy because it spat in the face of scientific history. So they'll go on board with the climate change fact in title only, but they're going to change it to man-made, which again is physically impossible, and they are going to continue with the global warming in their verbiage here. All this leads to is more taxation, and essentially, as we go through this list, you'll just see more and more of government officials and policies being used through Amazon, and more Amazon private desires and growth using the government to further Amazon's agenda. So they're circle jerking here. The energy industry should have access to the same technology as other industries. Who doesn't have access to technology? Are you talking about military top secret information? Should have access, just utter trash. Diversity and inclusion are good for business and, more fundamentally, simply right. Customers represent a wide array of genders, races, ethnicities, abilities, ages, religions, sexual orientations, military status, backgrounds, and political views. It's critical that Amazon employees are also diverse and that we foster a culture where inclusion is the norm. Amazon priorities equal pay, and since we've been measuring and publishing the ratio over the past several years, women have earned between 99.5 and or 99.5 cents and 101.5 cents for every dollar that men have earned in the same jobs, meaning women got paid more since it's 1.5 cents above or 0.5 cent below. We also believe it's critical that we increase opportunity for underrepresented groups to enter the technology workforce. We created the Amazon Future Engineer Program, a 4-part childhood to career program that works to inspire and educate 10 million children and young adults each year from underprivileged, underrepresented, and underserved communities to pursue careers in fast-growing fields of computer science and coding. Diversity and inclusion are good for business. So essentially what they're saying here, they're not supporting diversity and inclusion, they are supporting minority superiority, which has been shown throughout all sectors to be the absolute bane of business, of everything. You know, with freaking having to reach quotas by race, gender, or any other criteria except for performance, you lower the bar of performance for everyone because incompetent people are hired due to their race. That's racist. Of course, Amazon's on board with that. I've personally known very close friends who've worked for Amazon who are conservative white males, and guess what? They get treated like garbage because everybody over there is a gender bender. And so it's funny, everybody always talks about inclusion, but it never includes the people who are doing the right thing. Weird. The rights of LGBTQ plus people must be protected. We were early and strong supporters of marriage equality and will continue to advocate for protections and equal rights for transgender people. We stand together with the LGBTQ community and are working at the U.S. federal and state level on legislation. Wait, a private business working at federal level and state level on legislation, including supporting passing the Equality Act. Amazon provides gender transition benefits based on the standards of care published in the World Professional Associates for Transgender Health. We received a perfect score on the Humanitarian Rights Campaign Foundation's Corporate Equality Index for the last 3 years, probably because you own it. But so if you're not a gender bender, you don't get the thousands of dollars of medical benefits that you would get if you are a gender bender, but that's fair. And not only that, you have to pay for those operations as we do. And that's fair. Just utter rubbish. I can't fathom how a business would publish something such. It gets worse. We strongly support the rights of immigrants and immigration reform. Amazon believes the U.S. should welcome the best and brightest talent from around the world. The best and brightest talent from all of the world is already coming here. Nobody's stopping the best and the brightest. This is utter trash, freaking whimsical speech in order to elude an emotional response. It's imperative for our country's competitiveness. Amazon has more than 300,000 employees in the U.S. from all backgrounds who are dedicated to inventing on behalf of and serving our customers. We support and lobby for immigration reform, including a legal pathway to citizenship for dreamers, who are not the best and brightest, by the way, and reforms to the green card and high-skilled visa programs, as well as actively participating in legal challenges to the travel ban. So here's, to sum that up, a lot of people that are awesome have a really hard time getting in the United States. No doubt about it. Not the best and the brightest. I know people from Canada who are high-level engineers and they are begged to come here. It's not difficult for them to come here. But really good, regular people like you and I'm not a scientist and I'm never going to be important, have a very difficult time getting into the United States of America, which they should. No one has the right to immigrate where they want. That's why a country has borders. The problem is Amazon will do nothing to help the best and the brightest get to America because, like I already said, the best and the brightest can get here very easily because they're the best and the brightest, and industry wants them badly. This is bull crap supporting the dreamers and supporting Democrat ideologies to bring more scumbags into this country that will vote Democrat. This is just more political ideology being pushed through corporate means. And by the way, this is how capitalism has died. Just as simple as that is crony capitalism, which leads directly to socialism and communism. It's the corrosion of the separation between the private and public sector, as well as church and state. Governments at all levels, federal, state, and local, should have access to the best technology. What kind of heartfelt mumbo-gumbo bullshit is that? Just utter emotionally driven trash. Here's where it gets really good. I should have done this first. Governments should work quickly to put in place a regulatory framework for facial recognition technology. Let's all have our faces scanned everywhere so that Big Brother can, get the thought police out there. All right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Facial recognition technology is already solving some complex problems. For example, Amazon Recognition has helped locate more than 100 missing children and identified more than 5,000 child sex trafficking victims, probably who were victimized by your own corporate members over there on Epstein's Island, along with the rest of the elite, which, by the way, remember, this is the elite we are talking about, who's saying they're going to do all of these things for the peasants. Does that need to be explained? I doubt it. Like most technology, facial recognition is two-sided, meaning it can also be misused. We provide guidance to all recognition customers, including law enforcement customers, on the technology's proper use and have a clear, acceptable use policy. However, we think that governments should act to regulate the use of this technology to ensure it's used appropriately, and we have proposed guidelines for an appropriate U.S. national legislative framework that protects individual civil rights and ensures that governments are transparent in their application of the technology. Whoa! Let's get some framework to make sure that the government doesn't misuse people and technologies, because that works. Yeah, I mean, that works totally. Counterfeiters should receive stronger penalties under federal law. You mean like the 10 billion counterfeit items that are for sale right now on Amazon? Maybe? Possibly? This is just such trash. So, you can go and you can look all this up for yourself. It's probably difficult to take all of this in from a simple video. You need to read it yourself. I promise you, coming from a background of military intelligence and working with PSYOPs and stuff like that, that none of this stuff, even the little bit of it that to a normal person would sound good, none of this stuff is a business putting forth a moral belief system for the betterment of the individual. Anybody who espouses to have these views from a position of power is looking to increase their power to the detriment of the individual. And they will use all types of debauchery to do it. So, long story short, I didn't mean for this to be a 20-minute video, but no more Amazon store. Probably nobody cares. Whatever, but there are better alternatives. We canceled our Prime membership and we do not use Amazon anymore at all. It's just not worth it. I'm not going to personally fund the advancement of my enslavement or eventually the tribulation. This is just quite simply the work of the Antichrist and the progress towards a one world government in Orwellian reality. So it is what it is, guys. Amazon is the enemy. If you still use it every once in a while, you know, I get it, but really, even if you use it, you should be convicted, because this is some really nasty stuff. Thanks for watching, and please do check out Optics Planet and Palmetto State Armory. I will say that it can be a little bit difficult finding things on Optics Planet sometimes. I shop there myself, and typically what I do is I look for products on Optics Planet through Google, who's also the enemy. I know I shouldn't use Google either. Just frickin' all of these bastards are hemming us up. Anyways, I'll talk in the comment section. Maybe share this video with some of your friends, or maybe you're watching this video as some kind of communist or Nazi fembot gender bender. If that fits your description, share this with your other communist gender bender friends. Maybe somebody will learn something and come to their senses, or maybe they'll just share the video and all of the gender benders can be sharing this video with each other, so that they can all give me thumbs downs. So